So this is a update video for the Daytona. It's kind of out of place because I think this is 2 or 3 months later after the last video. I've been doing little here and there things on it, like changing the throttle body out, blah blah blah. I haven't really been recording because it hasn't really been that special, and I've been working and doing family stuff because COVID stuff is not so bad. Vaccinated, yada yada yada, so I could go out and do some stuff. Alright, so this video is going to jump all over the place. There isn't going to be too much context to what's going on. The deal is I basically got the car running properly, but I think I've kind of heard it at the same time. So I know in the last video I was talking about some more interesting stuff like SRT4 injectors and live tuning it and some other stuff like that, but that's not what happened. You'll watch the video or skip to the end if you want to see what happens, but we're learning stuff. This is Turbo Dodge junk. Not much information about everything. Like, there's a lot of information out there, but it's been kind of like anyone who has an old car hobby, it's hard to find information because the forums are they're just dying. I'm trying to archive as much information as I can as possible, so as I go through this stuff is actively just disappearing. So I'm learning. It's taking me a while to do this stuff because it is a lot to do. There's a little here's and there's you gotta figure out, and it's not like an LS. I can't just Google it and go, oh, what's a good spark plugs for it? I mean, I can find spark plug information, but you know what I mean. It's not a kit car kind of junk. I can just buy junk, throw it on, and call it good. So enjoy the video. Let me know what you guys think. I know it's taking me a while to do this kind of stuff, and let me know if you want to see other content. I do have other cars, I just don't record things because I only record things I think is interesting. If you guys want to see just clutch dump burnout videos, whatever, I can do that. If you want to see more technical details on stuff, let me know. I've pretty much, if it involves Turbo Dodge stuff, I've kind of mostly done it besides race car stuff, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys think, but enjoy the video.
Alright, I figured we'd do something a little maintenance wise. So these wires on here have been on here for, I don't know, 6 years maybe. Well, the other day we were running the engine and I noticed that it wasn't running right, and I kind of figured it was probably because of spark plugs or something, like misfiring. Well, one of my friends reached over and touched that cable right there and shocked the crap out of himself, so I know it's arcing off that for no good reason. So I'm going to throw some new wires on it. This wire set is for like a 1992 Daytona or something like that, so it does have a different stock coil on it, which eventually, and I probably have it in a different video segment, I'm replacing that coil with the Dakota style coil, just because I like it's more compact and I can bolt it on the head instead of having it sit in that spot. And then I could potentially get rid of this entire area besides the AC stuff, get rid of all the emissions equipment, and I can run something better over there like a catch can or something like that, but we'll have to figure that out. I'm going to set the camera up and get this done. So back on the Daytona here, I have the blow-off valve for it, and what I noticed is that even though I was building brake boosting, the blow-off valve wasn't open. So what I've noticed is that this is incredibly hard to open. So I bet, because it's one of those Chinese ones, I bet there's like 2 or 3 different kinds of springs in here. So I'm going to take this off, and I probably need to do it anyway because, you know, I doubt the gasket is set correctly in there, and who knows if this diaphragm might have metal in it like the wastegates do. So I'm going to take this apart real quick using the trusty Walmart kits. So if you, highly recommend these Walmart kits if you need like a small screwdriver set. These work great. They used to have an old set with a T-handle. Amazing. 10 out of 10. Anyway, I'm going to take this apart and I'll show you guys what I find out. Alright, so this is what I found inside. 2 springs, and they're pretty strong, especially when they're this tight. Like, that's pretty strong. As you can see, I can barely push up the plunger there with my finger, you know, no problem now. And like everyone else mentions online, there is metal shavings in here. Not that this is going to hurt anything, because this is kind of separated from the rest of the motor, but I guess if they're vacuum, it's possible it might get sucked down through the nozzle here, which I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to clean this out, and I think I'm going to take out, I guess I have to see which spring I want, because I think, being as this engine makes pretty good vacuum, I'll probably want the heavier spring, but I know with the slider one, it'll every time you let off, which I might be fine with. It doesn't take much time to change this out, so I'm going to take this big honking spring out and put the small one in here and see how that goes. This might be open too much, but we'll see. I guess it kind of depends on the vacuum. Maybe I'll look it up online or online real quick, because this is a Chinese piece of junk and it's hard to find any information for it, so maybe I can see what kind of pound springs these are for and what they're meant for. Maybe they put it online, I didn't pay attention. It didn't come with anything, it literally just came in a box with Chinese letters on it, and that's it. Didn't have anything else, so let me do a little research and I'll let you guys know what this is supposed to run. And this is, I think, a Greddy knockoff is what this is. I have a real Greddy upstairs, and this one looks pretty dang similar to it. And gee, look, you can see metal shavings up in there too. So I'm gonna get this cleaned off a little bit and I'll let you guys know what's up. Alright, so I got the springs back in there. Now I got the heavier spring in there, and I have the adjustment all the way out for the most part. It's just barely threaded in there. I can open it with one hand now. It's still pretty stiff, but I'll try this out, and then if this is still too much, I'll put that spring in it and tension it down a little bit, and then I guess adjust it from there. Because I'm used to the Neon, where it's got the factory style blow-off valve with the Brycer blue plate on it, the Mopar plate, and you can just constantly, you know. This thing, you could rev it up all day. It would never open. So I'm going to give this a shot and see how that goes, because I like my whoosh whoosh noises. Alright, so I changed it to the smaller throttle body. I don't know what it's doing right now, but it runs way better. Revs up, revs back down. Still needs a little tuning, but check this out. The brake boost is real. Good golly. Good golly. Okay, I didn't really give context in this clip, but long story short, the next day after the last clip, the car started running really rich and would make boost and park in neutral like there was a load on the engine. To give an update of situation. So in the last video, you'll see me brake boosting and making about 8 pounds of boost or whatnot after changing the throttle body out. Well, now it's being kind of weird where the fueling, it's always rich. And yesterday while doing some diagnostics, I went and checked the engine bay to see, just to make sure. I was gonna go disconnect the battery actually to go reset it, the computer and whatnot. Well, I saw that there was some fluid boiling out of the transmission. Well, I let it cool off all day yesterday, and here we are today.
and I think I may have found the problem. So, if I can do this with one hand. Start the car. It's in park. I don't know if you saw that, the car actually lurched forward a little bit, but in park. I can make boost in park. If I put it in reverse, it's really hard to go into gear. I go forward. If I put it in neutral, I go forward. If I put it in drive, I go forward. So I have all first gears, even park. The only thing holding me back is the parking pin. So for some reason, literally all my gears are first gear right now. So that's interesting. Guess we're gonna have to figure that out. All right, so what you probably saw in the last scene or so was the transmission is making boost when not in gear, and every gear is forward gear. So what I believe has happened is I think the direct drum and the transmission has welded itself together, so all the clutches and stuff are just like one big old piece, so now they won't disengage. So time to pull the transmission out and make a replacement one. So this is probably it for this video, and in the next video I guess we'll go over putting a different transmission in or something, because I'm gonna have to build one. So I have two of these, which is a TBI automatic, but it does have a little benefit to it. So since this is an 89 transmission, it has a 12-bolt ring gear, and it has much bigger axles in it than the previous turbo transmissions. I have two turbo transmissions here on the shelf, so you can see here and here. I've had one apart, and let's see, I think it's that one. That one was super clean inside, but it the complete forward drum, which I believe is the rear drum, I can't even, whatever, it was all just smoked. So actually it was the front drum, so that would be third gear, was smoked. This one I haven't had a part, but either way I don't care much about them because they are like 86 automatics or something, like 1986-ish. So they have smaller dinky little axles. Like, I don't know if one of them has one in it, but oh my god, it has like the tiniest little axle shaft. Maybe it's that one. Like, that thing is tiny. I could break that, no problem. The one on here, it's like twice that size. So I think I'm gonna make like a hybrid transmission. The ideas I'm trying to think of is, since this is a TBI automatic, it has a lockup, which you see that little yellow pin right there. You can initiate a lockup torque converter with that, which the turbo automatics, at least the early ones, did not have that. So if I can Frankenstein together an automatic that has turbo clutches in it, like a turbo amount of clutches in it, 12-bolt ring gear, and some other shift kit junky in it, if I can make something that's really good at shifting and can go into lockup, which I'll have to figure out how to do my lockup, we'll figure that out, but it'll be fun. This is a learning car, I'm learning stuff, and we'll go from there. So if you guys enjoy the video, like, subscribe, blah blah blah, dislike if you don't like it, I really don't care, it's up to you guys. I do this for fun. So I guess we'll get at it.